welcome back to the Fantasy Bros YouTube channel. Joe, Max, Zach here, coming to you with the best fantasy advice to win your matchups week in and week out. We are talking about waiver pickups. Joe, who do you got first?
I got Dobbins. I know he has COVID right now, but 15 carries to the next man up having 3. He looked special. He looked special that game, and they're going to need to commit to a run game going forward if they want to win games. And I like him.
Lamar, yeah.
Other than Lamar, yeah.
He is how much percent owned is he? I think he's just above 60.
60-ish, yeah.
60%ish. He's available in like 40% of leagues. You can go pick him up. Joe will get that number.
Yeah, 63%.
Next, I have Tim Patrick, 21% owned. He got 5 receptions, 119 yards on 8 targets. And his playoff schedule is against New Orleans, Kansas City, and Carolina. No, next 3 games, sorry. Against New Orleans, Kansas City, Carolina. It's some decent games, some decent matchups. He's the best wide receiver in that offense. I like him going forward if you need a receiver. Who do you got?
Yeah, I got Agholor. He plays Atlanta and the Jets in the next 2 coming weeks, and they don't have good defenses at all. I think he's a good start if you're deep at wide receiver.
Yeah, he had a great game. He had 88 receiving yards on 9 targets, I believe.
And a touchdown.
It looked really good there.
He looked good.
I have next Alan Lazard. He's 43% owned, so he's available in over 50% of leagues. He didn't look productive against the Colts, but going forward, Valdez-Scantling will take a step back, and Lazard will be a number 2 option for Rodgers. And with Rodgers throwing you the ball, you know he's bound to produce. His next 3 games are against Chicago, Philadelphia, and Detroit. Some favorable matchups there. If you can pick him up, go for it. Who do you got next, Joe?
I got James White. He looks like the new J.D. McKissick, which he's really the old J.D. McKissick, but he's dropped off with the weird backfield situation with the Patriots. But with Rex Burkhead being carted off the field, he's probably out for the season. James White has some solid matchups. He's playing the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Rams, Miami, and Buffalo in playoffs. And
he had 9 targets this past game.
9 targets. With his high floor, I think he can do well going forward.
Yeah, PPR really, really, really good. And also, in terms of that Patriots backfield, you may want to take a flyer on Sony Michel just to see where he's implementing his offense.
He was great before he got injured.
Yeah, he had like 9 carries for
130 yards.
Yeah, very productive.
James White is, I agree with James White. I also have Russell Gage. He got 12 targets this week against a good Saints defense. If Julio is out, Julio is out, then I think it's a for sure pickup.
Absolutely.
I think he's not a bad wide receiver 3, even if Julio's there, because he had great targets. But it's matchup prone.
Seahawks backfield here. Carlos Hyde. Now, if Chris Carson's out a couple more games, or even just 1 game, he's worth the play. 46% owned. He went 14 for 79 and a touchdown, and his next games are against Philly, NYG, and NYJ. The Jets, Giants, and the Eagles. So those are all 3 great matchups. Depending on Chris Carson's status, I like Carlos Hyde.
One more running back, probably just a 1-week thing, but Gus Edwards looks like the only healthy running back, COVID-wise, on the team besides Lamar Jackson. And I don't know how many carries he's going to get, but he's the only one that I know of. And Justice Hill is the other option in the backfield, but I think Gus Edwards is going to be fed. And they play the Steelers, which might be a tough matchup for him, but if you're a thinner running back, he might be a flex start for you.
For sure.
Now, I've talked about this guy before in last week's video, but he's coming off a bye, so he's still probably available in your leagues. He's 52% owned. Cole Beasley in that Bills offense. We know John Brown got injured. We don't know how long he's going to be out for, but even if he isn't out for a long time, he's still worth the play. He just got 13 targets. He caught 11 balls for 109 and a touchdown. Looks unreal. The next 3 games are against the Chargers, the Niners, and the Steelers. Some tough matchups, which is why is good for him, because Stephon Diggs, we know, draws the number 1 quarterback, and so Cole Beasley will be open in many games.
I would also pick up John Brown if he's healthy, but my last pickup is Kerryon Johnson. Only if you're really deep at running backs, and if Swift is out this week, he's not a bad start. He gets a bunch of targets, and he's going to be running that offense. Even if Gallady's out, then he's a good start if you're deep at running back.
Another running back, Wayne Gallman, 55% owned. Devontae Freeman's on IR. He's going to miss, I think, the next 2 games. He had 53 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns as well. And his next 2 games are against Cincy and Seattle, 2 very exploitable matchups. If you need a running back, go for him. You have any more, Joe?
I have a couple tight ends, Jordan Akins and Dallas Goedert. Goddard, I don't know how he's going to play with Ertz coming back, but he's worth a stash with the terrible tight end situation we got this year. And Akins looked good. He looked like definitely the tight end one on the team, and maybe even the receiver one on the team with him getting, I think, 8 targets, 6 receptions, and about 88 yards.
Yeah, in a league where the tight end position just sucks. You got to do what you got to do. And my last one, Curtis Samuel, he's still available in 50% of leagues, and P.J. Walker helped him out a lot. He had 8 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. His next games are against Minnesota, Denver, and Green Bay. Very exploitable matchups, so pick him up if you can. Anyone else?
No, but definitely pick up any of these if you're deep. This season has been ridden with injuries, and I'm sure many of you are very in need of players.
Well. COVID issues and injuries have been affecting a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So if you're desperate for a play, for a flex play, for a streamer, check out these players, and hopefully you will win your league, win your matchup, and win your fantasy playoffs. Until next video, Fantasy Bros signing off.